daughter, Anita Bose Pfaff, and a position that she has taken, she has long held, in fact, at a consulate event in Germany, in Munich. Anita Bose Pfaff has said that she will soon approach India, the government of India and Japan, the government of Japan for a DNA test of ashes at Tokyo's Renkoji temple. Stoking a controversy there, Anita Pfaff. And Renkoji is a Buddhist temple in Tokyo, and it is believed that this is the location of the ashes of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, who had, according to Anita Pfaff, died in a plane crash off the coast of Taiwan, the then Formosa. Netaji Bose, the Indian freedom fighter, the man who set up the Azad Hind Fauj, and it is believed that his remains are preserved since September 18, 1945. Kishalay Bhattacharya is on phone with us from Kolkata. Kishalay, Netaji's daughter Anita Pfaff is stoking a controversy. Of course, she is repeating a position she has held for a while, but now she has made a fresh demand that India and Japan do a DNA test on the ashes that are kept at the Renkoji temple and check whether those belong to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose or not. I believe a big population in Bengal might not like the idea. What is your sense, Kishalay?
Well, exactly. I would say this has been one of the controversial issues in Bengal, where a section of Bengalis.
All right, there seems to be some issue with the audio, but the story that is breaking now is of Netaji's daughter Anita Bose Pfaff, who's based out of Germany, was speaking at Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav event at Munich at the consulate, and there she has made this demand or renewed her demand that the ashes kept at the Renkoji temple in Tokyo, which is believed to be the place where Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's ashes were brought, be tested for DNA. And she has said that she would soon be approaching the government of India and the government of Japan to let them and ask them to do the DNA test. I believe Kishalay is all right. Mr. Chandrakant Bose is joining us. Chandra Bose is joining us over the phone from Kolkata. Mr. Bose, nothing new in Miss Anita Bose's position that she wants a DNA test of the ashes at the Renkoji temple. But you think this is stoking a fresh controversy which was avoidable? You think this is going to rankle the followers of Netaji, who many of them don't believe that Netaji perished in that plane crash and would not want that to happen? Chandra Bose?
You see, many of us in the Bose family till 2016 did not really accept the plane crash theory. But as you are aware that the NDA government, under the leadership of Narendra Modi ji, declassified files pertaining to Netaji and the Indian National Army in 2016 January. Now, we have been studying all the various documents which have been released by the NDA government. And I appreciate that particularly Narendra Modi ji took extra initiative to ensure that all files are released. Now, after studying all the secret files which were declassified, we have studied around 11 inquiry commission reports. Now, out of these 11 reports, 10 reports confirm the plane crash. So, today, our stand is somewhat different. Based on hard evidence, we have come to the conclusion that Netaji did perish on the 18th of August, 1945. So, we fully support Netaji's only daughter, Anita Bose Pfaff's, suggestion and request that we must bring back Netaji's remains to India because he was the liberator of India. He should bring it back and in order to, the certain people who questioned his demise on the 18th of August, for their benefit, we could conduct a DNA test if scientifically possible. But I feel we are convinced that those are Netaji's remains, and all these theories which have been promoted by various people are absolutely false and bogus.
That's a big statement you are making, Mr. Chandra Bose. You are essentially, with a sense of finality, bunking those claims that Netaji might have survived that crash and that he's alive and that something should be done about it. You are actually saying that those might be Netaji's ashes, and post a DNA test, they should be brought back to India and rehabilitated in the befitting manner.
Back. Exactly. They should be brought back because Netaji is the liberator of India. Japan has been keeping those ashes in safe custody for 77 years. I think we must owe that to Japan and the Japanese authorities that the high priest of Renkoji temple had kept these ashes, but they were expecting that Indian government and Indian authorities would take the initiative and bring it back to the country, to his motherland, which he liberated. And I think what Anita Puff has requested, she would like to immerse these ashes in the Ganges. And the memorial must be built on the Rajpath in Delhi in memory of the Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, who sacrificed his life for the freedom of our country.
Sir, that's a big one. You are saying that those ashes can be brought back, that some of them can be given to the Ganges. You're saying that there can be a memorial where part of the ashes can be put, possibly at the Red Fort Museum. But sir, you have been part of the process of declassifying of files. You were there when Prime Minister Narendra Modi got all the family members together and those files were declassified. At that time, I think you were not very happy with the manner in which the files were declassified. You thought there is still some more that could be done. But now it seems that you have changed your opinion a bit and you are suggesting, or you are actually agreeing with Anita Bose now.
Absolutely. I am agreeing with Narendra Modi ji. The Prime Minister on the floor of the House has stated that all files have been declassified pertaining to Netaji. I have no reason to question or doubt the Honorable Prime Minister. I fully support the Prime Minister's statement, and I think it is a big step that Narendra Modi ji has taken. He has been able to unravel the mystery and solve this confusion that existed for so many years. And I think the scamsters who have been promoted a false narrative should be now punished and taken to task.
Sir, that's a big one. Also, because you were part of the process when the files were being declassified, if you could just share some information from that with the viewers for the benefit of those who might not understand those details. When you saw the files, that made you come to the conclusion that other theories are fallacies, other theories are mischief, and that Netaji did perish in that plane crash. You came to the conclusion after going through those files?
Exactly. It is the NDA government with the initiative of the Honorable Prime Minister who has solved this created mystery. I would say it was created for certain vested interests by certain unscrupulous individuals and, kind of organizations. And we were also misguided. Members of the Bose family, we were also misguided initially. And of course, our demand for declassification, Narendra Modi ji positively responded. And it is he who has solved this mystery. And it is the NDA government which should be given the credit that they have finally resolved the mystery and the created mystery of unscrupulous individuals and organizations who have made business out of the liberator of India, Netaji. But they have now, their entire bluff has been called. All these 10 reports are very much in the public domain, and it clearly indicates that Netaji did not survive beyond 18th of August 1945. And it is only rightful action on behalf of the government of India to bring back his mortal remains of a deathless hero back to India, the country for which he sacrificed his life for the freedom of our nation.
Sir, my final question to you. If Anita Bose Faf, she writes to the Prime Minister, are you and the extended family of Netaji in Kolkata, in Delhi, in Bengal, in Odisha, wherever they are, would all of them come together and make a unanimous request to the Government of India that a DNA test be done and the ashes be brought back?
Absolutely, absolutely. All like-minded, logical people who have no vested interest of making business out of Netaji's created history would support this move, wholeheartedly support this move, and I would raise this demand with the Honorable Prime Minister and the Government of India. Now that you have, kind of solved this created mystery, I think the final action that needs to be taken on Netaji's angle is to bring back his remains to India, and at least the last wish of his only daughter, Anita Bose, should be honoured. And I am absolutely sure Narendra Modi ji, as he had declassified the files to solve the mystery, would respond positively and bring back Netaji's remains to India.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for joining and clearing all the doubts and all the controversies around Netaji's perishing in that plane crash. Now, of course, the family believes that indeed happened and that all other theories are bunkum. Thank you so much for joining us. Chandra Bose, grandnephew of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, joining there, saying that he and the extended family perhaps would also support the demand made by Anita Bose Faf, daughter of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, in Germany while taking part in an Independence Day event at the Munich consulate. Dr. Bhuvan Lal, author of Netaji biography, joins us over the phone. Dr. Bhuvan Lal, we have a family of Netaji saying that Government of India and the Government of Japan should come together and carry out a DNA test of the ashes kept at the Renkoji temple, following which, if they are of Netaji, they should be brought to India and rehabilitated in some memorial. Would you agree with the family and the belief now that Netaji did perish in the plane crash, 1945 plane crash off the coast of Taiwan?
Thank you for having me on the show. I have read that certain sections of the family of Netaji has claimed that. Now, I've been on this for 30 years, and I still have many questions unanswered. If those ashes are of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose, they must be brought back to India. But it's a big if, because we need to do a scientific study of and a DNA of whose ashes they are. Because at that stage, that flight was a secret flight. There was no passenger manifest. And the name on the ashes was that of a different person. We are just going by evidence that is in public domain. There are a lot of things that are not in public domain. And some of them are still in the bound back in the paper, I believe. So we need to do a conclusive study and make sure that the greatest son of India gets his due, and this country has waited for 77 years for this.
Mr. Bhuvan Lal, you seem not to be agreeing with the family. Should we listen to the family or to experts who have been going around the files? The family now claims that they have gone through the declassified files that were made available by the government. They are saying that of the 11 inquiry commissions, 10 suggest that Netaji did perish in that plane crash in 1945. So I believe they are also coming round to the view that some sense of finality should be brought into this issue. With the kind of research that you are suggesting about passenger manifest, that of course being one, and there are other about Gumnami Baba in Faizabad, for example, we will never reach the end of this issue, which perhaps concerns a great mass of citizenry in the country who have interest in freedom struggle and who were great supporters of Netaji.
So I am with the family. I agree with the certain section of the family that say that
Or I think we lost the line there with Bhuvan Lal, biographer of Netaji Subhas Chandra Bose. I believe he was joining us from outside the country, and there is some issue with the line. What is important is that Netaji's family finally has come round and now decided that a DNA test should be done of the ashes at the Renkoji temple to see, ascertain whether those belong to Netaji, in which case they can be brought to India. Moving on, another big controversy, another big story.